Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to continue on the texture tutorial that I've been working on. Yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video, 84 days according to YouTube. So yeah, hopefully we'll get stuck in and working on the continuation of this tutorial. So the plan is to build out an Instagram looking UI using texture. Yeah, so this is as far as we've got. So we've got our header image nodes, and inside that is just nested in a table view. Basically, I think we've got 20 cells if we look at the data source. 20 cells basically. So yeah, we're going to carry on with working on this. Firstly, I'd like to say before we start is a real big thank you to everyone that's been watching the videos, and a real big thank you to everyone that subscribed. 53 subscribers. That's like, to many people that's like nothing, but to me that's a massive amount, because when I started this journey, I never thought anyone would, one, watch my videos, and two, ever want to subscribe to my channel. So I'm really grateful for those people that have, and the people that take the time out of their busy, probably very hectic days to come and watch someone like me waffle on about something like coding, which I am passionate about. Just an insight into what plans are I've been drawing out for the future of the channel. I want to start doing some C# stuff as well, some .NET Core videos as well, and hopefully we can give people an insight into end-to-end app development. So build a back end and build a iOS client front end as well. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. At what point we get there is unknown. But yeah, slight digression. But yeah, a big thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot. Like I said, I didn't think anyone would want to watch me sit in front of a camera, talk and code at the same time, but it appears they do. Anyway, so first of all, we're just going to make this text bigger and get rid of this hideous background color. So we'll delete that line there. If you have been following along, if you haven't been following along and you want to, the link to the playlist for this texture tutorial series is going to be in the description below, and also the repo for this project is going to be in the description below. It's my personal GitHub page, so feel free to go out and have a look. The repo is a little bit more further on than this one, because I've been trying different stuff, but hopefully it's not too far ahead of what we are going to end up with our finished product today. So our plan for today is to create an image placeholder underneath this header node, and our like, share, comment and bookmark buttons underneath that. So first of all, in our header node, we need to add some attributes to this attributed text property. So we have ns attributed string. We are passing in the string that we want, and inside of that we also have an attribute, which is here. For anyone that's interested, we are going to try and make this work for dark mode as well. So we're going to allow for the label color property on UI color, which is an iOS 13 thing. So we're going to have one of our attributes is going to be the font. So ns attributed string dot key dot font. This is a dictionary, so we're going to say UI font dot bold system font, and we're going to provide it a value of 17. Then the other one we want is ns attributed string dot key dot foreground color. So this will allow us to change the color of the text, because we want to make it dynamic based on the dark mode. The dark mode stuff, we're going to say provide it UI color dot, and there's a new iOS 13 thing called label, and that will change the text from white to black based on the status of the phone. So now if we build and run this, we'll see that the font is larger and also the red background has disappeared. So the next task is, while that's compiling and building, is we're going to create a new file, new Swift file. And the thing we are going to do is we're going to create our feed image node, like so. And then we are going to do that, and then we need to inherit from async display kit, like that. And our class is called class feed image node, and we're going to inherit from our base node, which, if you remember in the previous video, handles all the management of our sub node, so we don't have to continuously write add sub node, to the parent and stuff like that. It just manages it all ourselves. It manages it all itself. So as you can see, where we've rebuilt on the simulator here, we've got our fonts increased, and we've got rid of that background color of red. So in here we've got an init method which we're going to override, super.init, like so. We call super on the override, and then private method here, func setup node, like that. And then in here we first of all we need to create our node that we want to set up, image node, like that. Then we will, this is going to be an AS network image node, and the AS network image node has a property on there called URL, and you just literally pass it the URL that you would receive from your server of where the image URL is. There are some restrictions on that, so if you needed some sort of like header authentication or something like that, it will with like a JWT that expires. The actual headers that you can set are actually done in the app delegate, and you can't change them, so it's like a one time. You set the JWT one time, and if you try and change it, it will crash. I don't know whether there's room for improvement on that from the texture side, but with JWTs and security changing and tokens changing and stuff like that, they need to implement something that would handle that. Anyway, slight digression there, but yeah, AS network image node is going to be where we will make the mocked JSON that I'm going to create is going to pull in the data from a URL, basically. So image node is going to be image node dot style dot preferred size dot height is going to be UI screen dot main dot bounds dot width, and then we divide that by 2. And then we need to do the same for the width here. So it's going to be more of a rectangular type thing. Get rid of that there. And we're going to give it a background color, image node dot background color equals dot purple, like so. And then we just need to make sure that we call it our setup node function in the initializer. Then in our newsfeed, if we go to our newsfeed cell.swift file, we're going to call this feed image age equals feed image node, like that. Initialize that, and then in our stack view, which is our layout spec here, we're going to just say feed image, like so. And then if we stop and build and run that, you'll see that we now have a purple box underneath our header node. we don't. What have I done? Oh, I didn't provide the layout spec in here. What a clown. So here we need to do layout spec that fits, and then we just need to return our layout spec. It's very important. Yeah, your nodes don't show up if you don't provide it a layout spec. So here we need to provide it. We don't want to put any padding on this, so we'll just set 0. In actual fact, rather than doing it that way, we'll just do .0 like that. And our child is going to be the image node, like so. Now, if we build and run it, we'll see the purple box. Yeah, this is vital that you provide this. You'll always override this in your custom nodes, because they, as you can see, they don't show up. Like there you go. And then you can scroll and do all the stuff you would normally do in a UI table view, but on slower devices it'll be a lot smoother, and there'll be a lot of other benefits as well. So yes, that's all good. So the next task is to create our command N is our comment and like and share and all that sort of stuff. Share buttons. Call them share buttons. They're not. They're, well, actually, we'll call them. We'll call it the social node. Social node, like that. We need to import from async display kit, like so, and then we're going to create a class social node, inherits from base node, like so, and whoops, don't need that P there. So here we're going to need 4 buttons, which is share button node equals an AS button node, like that, and then we're going to need a like, bookmark, and comment. So whoops, it's going to be comment, bookmark, and what did I say? Like. So we've got all of those. Tidy that up, line that up, and then in here we'll do init override, call super on the init, like so, and then we're going to have a private function, private func set up nodes, like so. It's void. Then in here we're going to have a share button node, like so. Style, going to set the size and the size of it now, the width and height, preferred, whoops, style dot preferred size equals cg size. Yeah, and we're going to do a 30 by 30 on all of the buttons. So boom, 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 like that. Tidy that up. And then in here we're going to say like button, like, comment, and bookmark. In here we're going to call our function in our init method to set up the nodes, and now we need to set our images based on the buttons. Share button node dot set image as UI image named, like that, and then here is going to be like. Oh, one thing I forgot to say, I'd already dragged in our images, which is here. If you go to the repo on GitHub, you'll have all the images associated with this project is already on there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So don't have to go looking for them. Or I can provide. I might put a link to where you can find different icons and stuff like that on the web. But if you just Google iPhone or Android app icons, there's a small catalogue of free ones that you can use. Bookmark, like that. So this is going to be, oh, that's like, that's correct. This one is share. This one is comment. And this one is bookmark, like so. And then finally, we need to do our layout spec. Layout spec that fits. Then we need to do our we need to set up our layout specs now. So our first one is going to be our bookmark. So if we do let hstack bookmark, like so, it's an AS stack layout spec, and the initializer we have for here is a bunch of attributes that we set horizontal. We don't want any spacing. We want this to be at the end, so the furthest right, and this is going to be at the end as well. So everything will be to the right for the bookmark icon. And this is an array. This is expecting an array, so we need to say this is the bookmark icon button node. Now this is going to be, if I build and run this, if I return the hstack bookmark and I build and run this, it will appear, but it will be tight to the right hand side of the one thing I forgot to do, I think, is add it. I did, so you won't see it yet. Let social buttons equals social node, initialize that, then get round here, comma, social node. So it's because we, in the previous video, I've already gone through the social buttons. I've already gone through this layout spec in the previous video, but because the way we've set it up, it's just if we create unique nodes like the header node, the feed image node, the social button node, the comment bar, the whatever. It's super simple to just add these nodes when we're building them. So we're literally just stacking them, and it just saves a hell of a lot of time. If you wanted to add padding, you just do an inset layout, but you should really allow each individual node to handle the padding rather than trying to do it on a global basis like we would be doing in here. So let your individual nodes handle padding. And you can nest nodes in other nodes and stuff like that. So this is pretty basic what we're doing here. So we just have the cell node, and then we've got multiple nodes inside of that. But you could have, in here, we've got nodes nested and stuff like that, but you could have your own custom nodes nested in another node, and then you can go n deep if you wanted to. So if we build and run that now, you'll see that we have our social, our bookmark button will appear on the right hand side. As you can see there's no padding, and as you can see, it's super tight against the right hand side. So to fix that, if we just do an inset now, which will allow us to let bookmark, call it bookmark padding, and then AS inset layout spec, yeah. And then here, if we do this one, it's going to be 0, 0, 0, and then make that 10, and our child element is going to be the hstack. If we now make that and build and run, you'll see that to the right hand side is the bookmark icon is actually moved in a wee bit. So yeah, we will as you can see, we've still got no padding at the top and bottom, but that's because the share icons are gonna cover that. So now if we start doing the hstack for that. So we need another hstack, share buttons, call that like that, AS stack layout spec open, and this is another horizontal one. Spacing we're going to make that 10. So there's between each button, each image, there's going to be 10 pixels. We want that to start, and we also want that to stretch. Stretch like that, so it take the full width of any available space in that row. And then in here, we're going to provide the first of all, it's going to be the like button node. Then we're going to have the comment button node, and then we're going to have the share button node, and finally we need to add our bookmark button node as well. But what you'll find with the bookmark, it's bookmark padding, isn't it? What you're going to find with the bookmark padding is it's actually going to bind closest to the share button. So you're going to have 4 buttons in line, and to fix, we're not going to see anything because I'm not returning that value. That's silly. Like that. So now if I cancel that, build and run it, you'll see the 4 buttons all bound together. And to fix that, we need to add like some flexible constraints in here. As you can see, you just got all 4 buttons. So now if we, on the bookmark padding, on the style property, there's a flex grow. If you set that to 1, that will then make the bookmark button flex, the constraint between the share button and the bookmark button flex, and push the bookmark button. It'll push it all the way to the right hand side of this screen. So we build and run that now, and then the only thing outstanding is to add some padding, so that we've got some padding either side. So as you can see there, that's working. So to add the padding, it's just a case of creating an inset share button, or just say share button padding like this, and we say AS inset layout spec, and then our edge insets are going to be our top is going to be 10, left is going to be 10, bottom is going to be 10, and right is going to be 0, because the bookmark button, we've already allowed padding for that one. And our child is going to be the Hstack buttons, like so. Like that. Put a bit of space in between there. Get rid of that space. And then if we build and run that, we'll have our completed row. The only thing we need to allow for is likes, to show details about the likes. And we'll work on that next. So as you can see there, I've got to return that value. So the reason we didn't see any difference there is because I hadn't actually, on line 30, I hadn't actually returned that share padding inset. So if we stop, build and run again, you'll see that that is now taken into consideration. So while that's doing that, we're going to add our likes text is text node. And it's so as you can see, it's nice padding, and everything's looking super cool. So here we're going to have an AS text node, and we are also going to have var likes counter, like that. It's going to be an integer, optional, and we're going to provide it a value of 10 for now. But this will be dynamic, because this will be a value that got sent back from the server. So here we need to do make a function called populate, and this is going to take a number of likes as optional int, and then here we can then check the plural to see if it's like or likes. So string value for likes, and then we need to do a number of likes, number of likes, oh yeah, number of likes greater than 1. Number of likes greater than 1. Oh, we need to unwrap it first. So guard let number of likes equals number of likes. Else we'll just return out of this, because the showing and the hiding is actually done in the layout spec. So if there was no likes, you wouldn't actually see it. And that's done in the layout spec. So now we've unwrapped that, we can say number of likes is if it's greater than 1, we want it to say the count of the likes. If it's if it's 1 or equal to 1, then we want to kind of do the same, but it won't be plural. Like that, and just get rid of that like that. And then in our init, for now, we're just going to say populate likes counter, and then here we just need to do something. We need to create a var elements, which is an array of AS layout elements, like that. We'll initialize that straight away, and then we immediately put in, oops, we need to move this above there like so, and then we'll immediately put in the elements. We'll immediately append the share padding, this one here. Like so. Make some room there. So we'll immediately append that, and then now we need to do a check. We need to say if likes equals, sorry, if let, we need to unwrap it first, likes equals likes counter, and then we want to say if, and also if the likes, the unwrapped likes are greater than 0, then we need to handle our the showing and hiding of the, and that will automatically, because of texture's flexible layout stuff, it'll automatically make the cell grow and shrink in height based on whether this value's there. We'll add comments and stuff like that in future videos, and once I've got the JSON set up, I'll structure it in a way that we can see comments and blah blah blah. So so basically what we need to do now is we need to say we need a what do we need now? We need an inset. So if we say local inset, AS inset layout spec like that, and then we're going to provide some. So from the top with 0, left is going to be 10, bottom is going to be 10, and the right is going to be 0. And our child element is going to be the is our text node, which is this here. And then we will just append elements dot append local inset like so, and then we just need to return. We need to create a Vstack now, and the reason we didn't do any value, we put 0 at the top here, is because our Vstack will handle the padding between each element. So if we create our let Vstack equals AS layout stack layout spec like that, and then if we do that and then do vertical, and the spacing we want is 6, so it'll be 6 pixels between the actual share buttons and the like label. This is going to be start. We want this to be at the start, the furthest right, and we want this to stretch, so take up all available space that we have. And then in here we don't need to provide the brackets because elements is already an array of elements. and then we just return our Vstack here. And then if we build and run, you'll see that we now have our labels. This needs to be a let as well. And it's failed. Why is it failed? Oh, I need a colon there. And that will do it. Oh, and I'm not actually setting this value, so we won't see the word likes, but we see the padding there, as you can see, but we won't actually see the word likes. So likes text node dot attributed text equals ns attributed string, and in here we'll have string and attributes. So this is going to be our string value for likes, and then ns attributed string dot key dot foreground color, and we're going to do the same as what we did earlier, color UI color dot label, so that will handle the dark mode and light mode. And then ns attributed string dot key dot font equals, no, it's a dictionary, UI font dot bold system font, and make that 13. And that should, now if we build and run, we should see the likes. It will all say 10 likes, but the JSON that I'll create will be dynamic. And there you go. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell for this video. I'm going to create some JSON that basically allows us to go to some random images on the internet and then pull them in, and they'll appear here. I'll also make some like dynamic the likes text and all this, that and the other. Yeah, and then we'll make these buttons interactive, comment, the keyboard will pop up, stuff like that. So yeah, but that's we've covered a fair amount of stuff in there, so you can see how quickly and easily you can build up UIs just using texture. If you think that in the previous tutorial where I created a comic book app from using UI kit, you have to do, and I hate storyboards with a passion, and I just can't stand storyboards. And if you would have to lay this out using constraints, there would be all these different constraints, you know, leading, trailing, top, bottom, and then you have to do all this wacky stuff to try. It's not wacky, but it's a lot more involved to just try and get that cell to grow dynamically, and the texture takes all of that element away from it as well. And if you were to on the simulator, I don't know whether we're supporting rotation on this. Let's have a look. No, I'm not, but it will handle all the rotation stuff for you. I mean, we can set it up like that, so that, and then when this is build and run, I'll rotate it, and you'll see hardware rotate left, and it just handles it for you. It takes into consideration the safe area layouts down the left and right. It just handles everything for you. You don't have to worry about anything at all. Although you've written all of this in code, you don't have to worry about .safe area insets and all this, that and the other. It just works, and that's why I really like it. Same with upside down. You know, it just works. So that now the notch is on the opposite side. You know, it's still all working, and it's just super straightforward to to just get it working. You know, it just works, and that's why I really like texture. Anyway, that's enough talking, and that's a good point to finish. So in today's video, we kind of covered a lot, like how it is important to create unique nodes based on the the content that you want to surface onto the screen. You can it's just texture just makes stuff super simple, and another thing that's important is that, like, don't forget to do these layout specs, because as you saw earlier on in the video, if you don't, then nothing appears. And I mean, this all right, we haven't added in any interaction, but there's still quite a lot of UI bits going on. But it's like, for each one there's only a few lines of code per section, and hopefully you're picking up some new tips and tricks on how to use texture. So for the next video, I'm gonna create some JSON that allows us to render the some actual proper content in the UI. So like a profile image, probably like a proper image, and what have you, from the JSON that I'm going to create. Yeah. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's been a bit more insightful. We will be looking at building a TikTok version, a TikTok UI using texture. Someone reached out and asked me to do that. I may have already mentioned that earlier on in the video. I will be doing that as well. We're going to look at Realm as well, Realm database. So yeah, that's what the future holds, the near future holds for the channel. But yeah, we're going to finish off making this Insta clone and make these buttons interactive and add animations to when you like a image and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like it, dislike it. I'll try and reply to all the comments, and hopefully you've seen in previous videos. If you want to watch any of the previous videos, I'll leave links to the playlists and what have you in the description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm on Instagram. Just look for that iOS developer. I'll leave a link to the Instagram account below, but for anyone that's interested, it's that iOS developer. Yeah, so yeah, go check us out on there. Not much content happening at the moment, but yeah, it's new, same as the channel. But yeah, hopefully you're going to have a lovely weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.